All right, folks. As you see, what is it? Yeah, I mean we'll still keep it roughly that same angle. Um, so as this title states, we're heating and bending up some conduit, some PVC conduit. They actually hit another wire, hit another raceway of 2 inch. So we've got to heat it, bend it to get it out of the way of their pier footer. Um, Y'all seen those in a previous video last week. So basically, this is a hot box. This one here is a 2 inch or 2 foot hot box, but it also does up to 2 inch conduit. They make a bigger one that's about 4 foot long, and it has a bigger hole, and it will do 4 inch conduit. The main trick to this is to constantly keep your pipe rolling. Think of a hot dog cooker in a store. You don't want to let your pipe sit still because it'll get too hot in one position and burn and bubble your pipe and score it. Some inspectors will fail that. So your main thing is to keep your pipe turning. Once you can pick up on one side or push down on one side and you see the other end drop, it's pretty much ready at that point. But you want to make sure that you have your pipe as hot as you can get it without scorching and burning it, so that it'll make the bend without kinking it. If you don't have it hot enough, you're going to kink this pipe and it's going to be aggravating to pull wire through. So make sure your pipe's good and hot before you try to take it out the bender and bend it. Also, when you take it out the bender, hold it up and down so that it runs long ways. If you try to hold it sideways, it's going to kink. Once it kinks, it's hard to get that kink out. And stay hydrated. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this pipe starting to rotate. We're going to heat it up pretty much center mark for the most part. We've already turned it on. We've let it warm up some. It ain't getting too hot, but it's getting there a little bit. So you just kind of keep, what I like to do is just keep a hand under it and just slowly let it twirl. Sometimes you can let it get hot, let it sit a minute in one area. But if you don't keep it moving, then it scorches and burns where that burner's at. And like I say, you don't want that. It'll make the pipe brittle. It'll bust a lot easier on that one spot. But you just want to, let it go, let it get good and hot. And then you just want to, let it go, let it get good and hot. And then, so we've got 2 bends to do. We've got 2 pieces of pipe. We marked them out. I'll grab something else and show you what we got from Racketeers. But we marked it out with a scrap piece of conduit. This is our first bend. And, we're just going to heat this one up and form it to this fit. And then we know that's in place for our first bend. Once we get that one, we'll take our cold wet rags and we'll shock the pipe. We'll rub it where it's hot and shock it so that it holds form a lot quicker. That's going to be our first bend. We will repeat and do the same thing for our second bend, which we have labeled, and it's not as aggressive as the first, but basically we'll heat our pipe up, we'll verify it's good and hot, and then we'll lay it out and we will form it to this degree bend, and we'll then take our wet rag and we'll shock it again for the second time. That's that. Let me grab real quick and show you how we bend that without heating those up. Give me 1 second. So we use these in order to bend, to get our sizing and bent on the 3/4 inch conduit. If you haven't seen this before, it looks like a trampoline spring. If you haven't seen this before, it looks like a trampoline spring, but it in fact is not. This is a product from Racketeers. I'll put my discount link in the comment section. I have a 10% off discount for any Racketeers products, but this is called the Pipe Viper. This is specifically for 3/4 PVC, but you slide it down in there and you can bend it with your knee. I'm sure you've seen a video on it. Not sure how expensive these are, but these are really convenient and keep you from having to drag a heater around just to bend some 3/4 conduit. So go check out Racketeers Tools. I'll put my link in the video below, maybe in the comments section, and you can get 10% off on all orders at checkout. Again, that's Racketeers Tools. This is the Pit Viper. I have a discount code for 10% off, but we're just going to keep letting this pipe roll, slowly rolling it, get it hot, and we'll show you the magic of a heat box, what it's used for and what it's good for. It's good for heating the atmosphere up when it's already 90 degrees at 10 o'clock in the day. That's what it's good for. This thing ain't getting hot, man, like I like it to. Yeah, usually this thing be glowing by now. It ain't doing it though. I mean, it's warm. It just ain't hot. Yeah, double check that it's on back there. These heat boxes, once they've been drug around and thrown around, after a while, the element gets where it don't like to, heat up quick, and it can take a while to heat them up. Unfortunately, I don't have my 4-foot bender still working. Unfortunately, I don't have my 4-foot bender at the shop, or I would have used it. My heat box, it would have been a lot quicker. We could do the old trick of pouring some PVC glue on it and setting that on fire and letting it do the do, but I don't like doing stuff like that. Will it work? Yes. But just because stuff will work don't mean it's the right way. So we're going to just let this go. Hopefully, I might cut this and go ahead and get on the Mini X and start digging it up in the field, but which we may just hand dig that shit. But this ain't gonna be no good if we can't get it get it heated up. Maybe we could dig it far enough back to catch it and swoop outside the hole and just manually make it. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna end this one. We'll probably edit out some of the dead space in between, but kind of pissing in the wind because my heat box ain't working, ain't heating up right. But y'all check out the other content, smash the like, leave a comment, and have a great day.